What is happening, everybody? Welcome to some Sultai Emerge. I got a little Sultai action for you. It's kind of, it's, I guess you'd call it Sultai Emerge. It's really more Sultai Midrange or Sultai give me an excuse to play Grizzly Salvage and have some fun. That's mainly what it's in here for. Now, as far as our opening hand goes, we've got Polluted Delta, Forest, fetch up a Watery Grave with that Polluted Delta. We have a Thought Scour, Tassiger. Yeah, that's not too bad. We're going to keep on this one. See what we're up against. But yes, Sultai Emerge, man. It's, I always like to kick around Sultai decks. It's always fun to me and try new things out. Like, I built a Grizzly Salvage Sultai aggro deck earlier in the year, and I saw Sultai Emerge list kind of kicking around, so I wanted to give it a little bit of a shot. We've got some Inquisition of Kozilek coming in. As far as what he takes, we have Kalitas, Tassiger, that's safe. He can go for Snapcaster. Takes the Thought. Yep, there you go, man. I was hoping he wouldn't take the Thought Scarab. That's exactly what he went for. Okay, so let's go and get down Polluted Delta. He does not know about Misty. And then, yeah, we'll go and pass the turn. But yeah, so the two Emerge creatures in here are the Elder Deep Fiend, and it's just two of them in here. I found that Elder Deep Fiend is really kind of... it's best served as just like a little bit of a combat trick where it's just kind of just there for you to close the game out. Because we're playing Sultai, and it's not bad in the deck. Man, we got some, maybe some Mardu tokens or something, or just straight black-white tokens, possibly. But with the Elder Deep Fiend, playing Sultai decks, it's always the bridesmaid and never the bride. You do good, you can get to the end, but you just lack that lightning bolt. You lack something as a finisher. And I've been trying Elder Deep Fiend as kind of a little bit of a finisher, and it allows you to kind of tap your opponent's board out or tap their mana out, and then swing in with a lethal board state. But it's okay. I enjoy it. If you're playing Sultai in Modern, it's definitely a deck of passion. So. Blooming Marsh. So now, as far as Tassiger goes, we get down to Misty. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that'll be enough for Tassiger. We're probably going to run into a Path to Exile, but so be it. Let's go and crack this Misty. We have Blooming Marsh in the hand, so let's go and grab a Breeding Pool, shock that in. Get down the Tassiger, looking at 1, 2, and then just delve that away. And we're also running Tarmogoyf in here, so the delve sometimes gets in the way of like a Tasker or a Hooting Mandrills, but I found that they actually kind of work together in a way. If you have those Thought Scours in there. Okay, yeah, we got Lingering Souls coming in. Kalitas. Okay, so let's go ahead and go Blooming Marsh. Let's go and swing in right now for 4. See if he chumps block with one of the Spirit tokens. We do have Golgari Charm out of the sideboard, so playing against tokens is not too bad. And then, yeah, that'll be it. So next turn we're going to play Forest, or unless we draw another land. If we get it, we'll be at 4 mana, so we can go Kalitas, or we'll have Snapcaster, Abrupt Decay. Kalitas is not that good in a token build. It's okay. But yeah, you definitely want to cash in those zombie tokens. So, if we end up losing this one, we may probably side out the Kalitas and bring in the Golgari Charms to blast all of those Spirit tokens. But yeah, the Elder Deep Fiend, it's interesting. It's... there's some times where it's just really good. Like I was playing against Tron one time, and I tapped all of their lands during their upkeep and prevented them from doing a Karn. Against some decks, you can kind of like tap their board down. It's almost like a creature to command in a way, except you're sacrificing one of your creatures. That's the downside right there. But yeah, it's still fun. It's interesting. And he's probably going to flashback that Lingering Souls out of the graveyard to get 2 more Spirit tokens. If he does, then we may go ahead and Abrupt Decay one of them, just because he hasn't really given us a target like Dark Confidant or anything. He's only got 3 cards in hand. So, we'll get it in the graveyard for Snapcaster. Just looking at black and then green. If we can tap for green, there we go. Blast one of those Spirit tokens. And that'll really kind of slow his clock down. Let's swing in first. Because it puts him in the spot. We drop him down to 9 with the Tassiger. If he chumps block with the Spirit token, then his Spirit clock goes down pretty far. Okay, let's go Forest. And I'm probably going to go Tasigur instead of Snapcaster or Abrupt Decay, just because with Tasigur, I mean with Kalitas, once we get down Kalitas, he has that life link. So if he wants to swing with the spirit tokens, if not, then we can start swinging in with Kalitas and start really just negating these 3 spirit tokens out there. Just because that life link really does add up. You know, if you had other creatures, we'd still have Snapcaster Abrupt Decay on any type of utility creatures that gets out. But the life gain from Kalitas is really good in a matchup like this. Inquisition of Kozilek. Sure, go for it, man. Bye, Snapcaster. Yeah, so we're looking at 7 swinging in next turn. He's going to have to hold back, depending on what he draws. You know, if we do happen to rip a Tarmogoyf, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll have a 4/5 Tarmogoyf coming out of the graveyard. And if we rip a Grizzly Salvage, you know, then we can look at the top 5, see what we got going on. But yeah, I enjoy playing against Mardu, man. You know, Mardu and Sultai, it's 2 colors that are underrepresented in Modern, so it's always nice to see that going. And I think I just missed the Tasigur trigger. Sorry, guys. Let's go. We can go for the Throat on one of the Spirit tokens, and then he'll chump block on both. Yeah, let's go and do that. I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to come in for 7. We'll have that life link. He's going to have to chump block, otherwise it's going to put him down to 2 if he wants to get down that low. He still has 2 cards in hand, and we haven't seen a path or anything like that. And it's probably, we got a path on the Tasigur right now with the way he's blocking. Lightning Bolt. Okay. Alright, drops down to 5. We get that life link. Let's go and put this into play tapped. Now, he's going to have to chump block with the Spirit token by swinging it for 4. At least that'll put him down to 1, and then he can't crack that Bloodstained Mire over there. Now, if he does have, if this is Mardu tokens, or if this has the, what's his name, the Ajani, the red-white Ajani Vengeance, I think. If he gets that down, starts tapping down Tasigur, that would be an issue for us. But yeah, it's always fun, man. I play a lot of tournament practice Magic. Soulfire Grandmaster. Okay, man. And he is tapped out now. So, I mean, not tapped out. He has 0 cards in hand. What do we rip? Not a land. Thoughtscour. Well, that's better than nothing. Let's go on Thoughtscour right now. So we're going to fire this off. We're looking at looking at blue. We're going to draw a card. Tarmogoyf. That is something. Let's go ahead and swing in. Coming in hot for 4. I'm going to assume the Spirit token's going to block. Yep. Spirit token's going to block. And let's go and get this Tasigur down. Not Tasigur, Tarmogoyf, excuse me. So Tarmogoyf's down, we have a 4/5. We have 2 4/5. So basically, anytime he cracks that Bloodstained Mire, he's in top deck mode. He can cast, you know, if he's Lightning Bolt, Lingering Souls. So yeah, so with the Soulfire Grandmaster, next time, okay, and he just played the land for the turn. In instances like that, sometimes it's better just, you know, if you have enough mana and you know you've already curved out, sometimes it's, at least I like to play that way. I like to hold a land back in the hand just because it complicates it. Like, to me right now, he has 0 cards in hand. I have nothing to do other than just swing in. You know, if he held onto a land, then that would be something. You know, like on this island, I'll probably hold on to it. Let's go and swing in for 4. You got 8 coming in hot. He's going to have to block at least one of the creatures with the Soulfire. He'll gain 2. I don't... Oh, Shambling Vent, duh. Excuse me. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I was like, Shambling Vent, yeah. I thought he was trying to activate Soulfire Grandmaster. So he wants to block. He could double block and then we'll at least blast the Shambling Vents. Well, okay, so he blocks right there. And then we still have a Tasigur activation. I'm trying to figure out if we want to activate it right now. So we activate Tasigur when we put the top 2 cards of our library into the graveyard. More than likely, he'll probably give us back Thought Scour, which we can use off the island. Yeah, let's go ahead and go. Let's go for a Tasigur activation. Activate it, we get the island down, Thought Scour. Well, no, we'll wait to do it on our opponent's turn. We're going to play the island. I think if he double blocks on the Shambling Vent with the Sultai Grandmaster, we only have 4 power over there. Well, we also had 1 card in hand. But now he's just kind of in top deck mode. He has to get some type of answer. Because he can activate Sultai Grandmaster with double red. But then also cuts him off Bolt. Yeah, I'm going to go and activate Tasigur in response to that. Okay, so he scoops it over there. Alright, so tokens. Let's bring in Golgari Charm for sure. Let's bring in Maelstrom Pulse. Bring in Negate to catch a flashback Lingering Souls. Yeah, I'm probably going to cut back on Kalitas right now. Cut that back. We still have 2 more we need to cut. I'm going to leave in Elder Deep Fiend. Let's go down on an Abrupt Decay. You know, we have the Sultai Grandmaster. We also have Go for the Throat and Disfigure, which I'm okay with. And let's go down on one. Well, he's probably going to be tapping out, so I actually kind of like the Stubborn Denial in there to cast those Lingering Souls. I'm going to go down on 1 Stubborn Denial. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so we've got Golgari Charm coming in for the tokens. We have 2 Maelstrom Pulses to blow up all the tokens, and, you know, whatever. If he's running any type of Planeswalkers in there, yeah, I like this. Argument could be made for Liliana to be picking off the soldier, not soldier. I just played Darien, to pick off the spirit tokens. But I like this build, being a little low to the ground, a little aggressive instead of sitting back. We'll see if there's any other shenanigans in there. Also, on a side note, guys, I do have this deck list up on MTGOTraders.com, so if you want to check it out, head on over there. I know it's a little pricey. You know, if you don't have the Tarmogoyfs, if you have a Sultai shell, you can definitely go like the Delirium budget Tarmogoyf, where it's like a 3/4 if you have active Delirium. It's not as good, but you know, if you want to practice, put in the work, go for it. Now, as far as our opening hand, we've got Misty, Pluto Delta, Breeding Pool, Tarmogoyf. A little Disfigure action. Yeah, I'm going to keep. I would love to have. Hoping to catch like a Lingering Souls off this Negate. And then followed up with the Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, we're going to keep. We're on the draw, so hopefully we'll. Usually in an opening hand with this deck, you're looking for like Grizzly Salvage or a Thought Scour or something to get the graveyard up and running. At least we're going to have a 0/1 in Tarmogoyf. I mean, a 1/2 once we crack this fetch land, but we'll see. All right, put that into play tapped. No early hand disruption. Let's get the Misty down. Let's just go Pluto Delta, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So by him putting that into play tapped, hopefully, I don't think he has any hand disruption. If he does, you know, it's not the end of the world. But if he's going to try and stick a Grandfire, the Soul Master, whatever he's called, then we can at least blast it. Heck yeah, man. Alright, so we're going to crack this. Let's get a Watery Graves instead of Breeding Pool in the graveyard. I mean, Breeding Pool in our hand. Fire this off right there. Okay. So now the Tarmogoyf is a 3/4. Heck yeah, I like that. Let's get down Misty. Let's go and crack this for a forest so we're not shocking ourselves into next Tuesday. Let's go Tarmogoyf. And then, yeah, we're out of bolt range. So now all we have to do is watch out for a Path to Exile. We can start swinging in with the 3/4. If he does make the land drop this turn and gets down Lingering Souls, we miss out on the Negate. But I like applying some pressure with Tarmogoyf. And like I said, if he goes Lingering Souls, we have Pulse to kind of clean it up. So we can wait for him to get into the graveyard, recast it, see what he's going for. Or if he's going Mardu Walkers, you know, sometimes I've seen Mardu with like Lingering Souls, it's just the grinded out element, and then you have, you know, Nahiri in there. So Pulse is not too bad in this matchup. You can kind of see where we've got Tarmogoyf down right here as a 3/4. We're also running, I think, 5 Delve creatures in here, so it's like it's kind of what's your opening hand. It would seem like Tarmogoyf and Delve creatures would step on each other, but it's just really such a mid-range approach, and it's really just kind of what your opening hand is. You know, obviously, if you've got 2 Tarmogoyfs and like 2 Delve creatures, you're not going to keep that hand just because something's got to give on one of those. But you know, if we just end up with a Tarmogoyf and a nice little reactive hand, we kind of grind it out like that. So, pretty open little deck. I enjoy it. Get Remand. So it's going to get Misty down. It's going to swing in for 3. And once he cracks that Mishra's Bauble, that's going to pump Tarmogoyf to a 4/5. Because he's going to crack that sooner than later, I would assume. Path to Exile. Yeah, let's go ahead and negate that one. See if we can fight over this one. And that'll be... Yeah, it'll still be instants across the graveyard. If he has double path, sure, go for it, man. Okay. Let's go ahead and crack this Misty. Do we want to grab a basic with that one? We can grab a swamp off that second path to exile. Yeah, let's go and grab an Overgrown Tomb, put it in play tapped. And let's get Swamp in here, and then we have 2 blue sources in our hand. Okay. That's not the end of the world. It's not the best right now, but you know, that's one of the good things with the Grizzly Salvage is that if we can rip a Grizzly Salvage, just look at the top 5 cards of your library. That's a really good spread to try and grab a creature. And we're ahead on land drops right now too, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it should be a 4/5, I think, with Tarmogoyf. Unless I'm missing, it might be a 5/4, unless I'm missing something. But yes, so if we rip Grizzly Salvage or like a Thought Scour to get our graveyard up and running, and then, or if we just simply ripping a Delve creature, you know, he used both paths on that Tarmogoyf. You know, we lost in the gate, but it's okay. And we still have Pulse if he does have. We didn't see any Planeswalkers in there, but if he does, we do have the Pulse. Painful Truths, okay. And let's see what we draw. Misty. Yeah, that's not the best. I was going to get Misty down, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So now we have Remand. So we're looking to remand something, draw a card, hopefully get that up and running. We'll definitely crack the Misty in response to anything. Especially if he rips Lingering Souls or something off that Painful Truth. Okay. Do we want him to Thoughtseize? If this goes through, he goes for the Pulse. We still have Remand to follow up with. Or if he takes the remand, and then we have Pulse to clean up any tokens. I don't think I'm going to remand this. You know, he's going to lose 2 life, go down to 13. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because if we remand and then we draw a creature that we want, then he's going to blast the creature. So now it puts him in a spot to where at least we'll have some type of Time Walk effect with this Thoughtseize resolving. So... Okay, so he takes the Pulse. Now, if he gets down Lingering Souls, anything like that, we have a remand, at least to get a little card draw action running. We could have remanded the Thoughtseize, but he had Godless Shrine to recast. So, in fact, yeah, we're going to crack this Misty. That way we don't draw another land card. I know statistically it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but I like doing it. So we're going to go, let's go Watery Grave, so we have another blue source. Not going to pay 2 life. Let's stick a little remand action on this one. So looking at blue. And if we didn't have like Elder Deep Fiend in here, man, I love playing with Dark Confidant, man. So I would love to run Dark Confidant in here, but I'd probably lose a lot of games to that. All right, there you go. He didn't make the land drop right there, so he recast Dark Confidant. And we are full of land, so let's see what we rip on this one. Creeping Tar Pit. We'll go and get that down. It's a little bit of a turntable. I mean, a little bit of a clock, but yeah, with a Dark Confidant over there, it gets out of hand pretty quick. Unanswered. Okay, so let's see what he reveals. Marsh Flats. Okay. Yeah, and I usually get, you know, just a little tip or whatever. I keep a notepad next to my desk on stuff like this. So he played the marsh flat, so we crossed that off. I know they keep up with it over here, but sometimes the cards get mixed up, and it's always nice to write it down. Especially if you're at a paper tournament, you're going to write it down anyway. So it's nice to kind of have a little bit of parallel, a little bit of overlapping with Magic Online, and when you're playing paper Magic, kind of teach you those rhythms, or teaches you the emotions. Let me put it that way. Okay, what do we have? Blooming Marsh. Yeah, we're on the Creeping Tar Pit bandwagon. Now, he does have Ghost Quarter over there, so we're going to force him to use Ghost Quarter. And I think we're out of basics, too, so I'm at least going to force the action. So let's go and fire up Creeping Tar Pit. So we're looking at blue, black, green. And if you want to use the Ghost Quarter in response, sure, go for it, man. Okay, so we're going to swing it for 3. And we may bring in Liliana next turn. Gets a 2-1, a 2-2 right there. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we see anything else. Just because with this deck, you just want to apply pressure in some form or fashion. If unfortunately we have a pretty land-heavy hand this game right here, but we'll see about bringing in Liliana. Kolagon's Command. Okay, so return target creature, returning the Soulfire back to the hand, and 2 damage to Creeping Tar Pit. So it's going to kill Creeping Tar Pit. Swinging for 2 next time, drop it down to 10. Going to have blue in response to that. Alright, lose Creeping Tar Pit. Lose. Oh, dang it. Sorry, guys. I accidentally hit the my hotkey for F2. Double tapped it. So we missed the lane drop right there. But if I'm a betting man, and I'm not a betting man, it looks like our odds of closing this one out with an active Dark Confidant is probably slim to none. So we shall see, though. Crazier things have happened. But yeah, I did miss that lane drop right there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sometimes I have a hotkey set up so I can talk and not do a lot of clicking, and I accidentally double tapped my hotkey for F2. So that happens. So he ripped a Bloodstained Mire, and he went ahead and played the Bloodstained Mire. Soulfire Grandmaster. He still has 4 cards in hand. Our opponent does. Going F6 so he can swing in. Okay. Yeah, definitely would love to draw like a Grizzly Salvage or something. It'll just really... Grizzly Salvage is such a good card. Just look at the top 5. Grab something that you need. If not, chunk it in the graveyard. We draw another Blooming Marsh. Okay, so let's put Blooming Marsh down. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put us down to 6. Yeah, we're going to stick around. Probably going to lose, but we're doing a little bit of information gathering right now. So if there's anything else he wants to show us. See if there is, in fact, some Planeswalker. Gets another Bloodstained Mire. Okay. Okay, plays that second Bloodstained Mire. We have a full house of, well, not a full house, 3 of a kind. Blue sources over green sources. Drops us down to 6. And let's see what we draw. Go for the throat. Well, that's better than nothing. Let's go Blooming Marsh again. Now we can go for the throat on the Soulfire Grandmaster, because more than likely we're going to lose this one. I just want to see what else he's got in his library. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what he casts. Okay, see what he's got on top. He's already played that Bloodstained Mire. Gets into Plains. And usually, if you're playing Dark Confidant, well, I mean, he knows about it, yeah. So, I argue, yeah. I was thinking about playing the land that you didn't draw, but if you flip it and they know about it, yeah. So I'm gonna go and go for the throat on this one. They'll still put us on a 2-turn clock to try and get out of something. Now he can get into spots where he's going to start firing some stuff off with his Soulfire Grandmaster and bringing it back to his hand. Yeah, let me see that. Next time you cast instant sorcery, put it in your hand instead of the grave. Yeah, that's a sweet card right there, man. Pretty cool. Yeah, that was one of those cards when it got printed or when it got spoiled. I was like, heck yeah, man. Y'all didn't have to build that card. That's a pretty sweet card. Yeah, this is any type of lightning bolt action. So he's got lightning bolt with the Sacred Foundry. That'll put us down to 3, 2 from the Dark Confidant. Lightning Helix. So that's going to be 3 to us. That's going to go back to his hand. And I'm going to assume that he can crack that Bloodstained Mire. We'll go and see. See if he's got it. Puts us down to 1. See what we rip. Yeah, we're dead to Lightning Helix out of the hand. Abrupt Decay. We'll go ahead and see. See if there's something else we flip on top of the library. Put the Breeding Pool into play tap. Don't want to shock that in at 1 life. That wouldn't be too fun. Swamp. Alright, good game, man. Just wanted to see. Yeah, sometimes you have like Mardu Walkers mixed in there too, so I'm just trying to see if he's going to flip a Planeswalker or anything like that. I think we want to bring in. Now that we only saw tokens last game. Now that we did see Dark Confidant and the Grandmaster, definitely going to bring that 1 Abrupt Decay back in. I may cut the Elder Deep Fiends on this one just because I kind of want to go a little bit more grindy. So we're going to cut the Elder Deep Fiends, especially you got Path hanging around in there. It's just kind of once we sack a creature, get on Elder Deep Fiend, and then he pass it. That's really losing some card advantage right there. Yeah, I may go for some Liliana. He's doing a little bit of setting up, and we can kind of get a little bit of ground game up and running. I actually do like that. So we're going to bring in Liliana. I still like Maelstrom Pulse. Let's go down on leaving the 2 Stubborn Denials. I'll go cut down on Stubborn Denial. No, that stops the path right there. I'm going to cut the Remand. Yeah, I like that spread right there. But yes, Mardu, man, I enjoy playing against Mardu, and I play a lot of tournament practice Magic, and that's a lot of fun to me. And I play the leagues when I have time, but I think as far as a modern Magic player, it's definitely good. You definitely want to put some time in the tournament practice room online, just because you see a lot of non-tiered stuff. Obviously, if you're getting ready for a tournament, you definitely want to put in some Tier 1 practice. But no, as far as this opening hand, Blooming Marsh, Harbor. Yeah, I like this. Grizzly Salvage, we got some Delve action. Yeah, this is good. I like this. We're going to keep on this one. Unfortunately, we miss out on the turn 1 Thought Scour play. We don't have a fetch land, but at least put the Harbor down, and then we can follow it up with a Blooming Marsh and have Grizzly Salvage or Thought Scour up. Yeah, I like that. And our opponent did have to mulligan down to 6, but it looks like he's staying at 6. But yeah, you can definitely be a good Magic player playing some matches in the tournament practice room, just because, let's go Harbor. Yeah, let's go Harbor. That way it's untapped, and then we can get down the Blooming Marsh following turn. But you put yourself in Magic situations that you normally wouldn't be in against Tier 1 decks. And you miss out on that practice, but at least kind of put your deck through the ropes playing different stuff like that. Double Mishra's Bobble. All right, man. Yeah, once he cracks those, that'll be Artifact, Artifact in the Graveyard for Tarmogoyf, so I'll take that. Now, we do have Thought Scour, so we'll see if he wants to... We'll see how we want to do this. Liliana. Okay, so let's go Blooming Marsh. And then we have Thought Scour and Grizzly Salvage up. Even with Grizzly Salvage, we're not going to be able to grab a Delve creature. So, yeah, we'll go and leave it like this. That way, if he wants to Inquisition or Thoughtseize us, we'll have either Graveyard Enabler in our hand. Then Hooting Mandrills to follow up with. Now, as far as the next turn goes, we can go Liliana and try and outrace the Lightning Bolts and any Lightning Helixes he has over there. And let's get that up, get the Zombie Emblem going. Actually, excuse me, one second. Sorry, I was drinking some tea. But yeah, so if we can get into a Liliana Ultimate and get those zombie tokens, that's always fun. Getting a little commander crossover into modern. That's what it feels like. Let's see what he goes for. He's got Blood Crypt and Plains. Might be a Dark Confidant or a Soulfire. Dark Confidant. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll go and fire this Grizzly Salvage off. And then we have the Liliana to get down to blast that Dark Confidant. So let's go and fire this off right here. And Botanical Sanctum. I'm probably going to go Snapcaster. I think. We could go Botanical Sanctum. It'll be our fourth land for the turn. No, I like Snapcaster. If we're going to go a little grindy, I like having access to Snapcaster in our hand. Okay, Watery Grave. I'm going to go and shock that one in. And then we're going to get down Liliana. Blast that Dark Confidant. And then now if he gets any type of Lingering Souls out, we can start chipping away at those Lingering Souls tokens. We do have, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. We have 5 cards in the graveyard. So we can fire off a quick little Hooting Mandrills, and then we can also go for a Courser of Crewfix. So we'll have 4 mana, well, 3 green sources available next turn. So yeah, we can shock this in, get down Hooting Mandrills, and get down a Courser of Crewfix, and have a nice little ground game established. Plus with the Liliana Clock, that's yeah, I like that, pretty solid. But you can kind of see where the Elder Deep Fiend in a deck like this is kind of in here. I may even go down to one of them. Which makes it not really Sultai Emerge anymore, but you know, it's a different card. You definitely need to be proactive with taking it in or out of the deck for sure. And he might have been banking on that Dark Confidant if he had a mulligan to 6 and had 2 Mishra's Baubles in his hand. We'll see. Monastery Minter. Yeah, that is something that we have that Go for the Throat in the graveyard, so we're definitely going to shock in this Overgrown Tomb. Oh, we should go Breeding Pool, probably. Let's go -1 right there. Let's shock this in. Let's go Snapcaster. Target that Go for the Throat. Do not want to get into any of those tokens, man. Definitely want to take care of the tokens before that gets up and running. Yeah, and then we'll go and pass turn. Yeah, that's Monastery Minter. When you get down some Lightning Helixes, Lightning Bolts, that gets out of hand really quick, especially with those Prowess triggers. So anytime he gets on the battlefield, definitely to pop that one down. Now to follow up with, we can go Course of Crewfix, have the land on top, and then we can also Thought Scour to give a little bit of extra graveyard action for Hooting Mandrills, and then we can start going Beat Sticks. But yeah, the new Liliana, man, I've enjoyed playing with it. It's a lot of fun. You get into a spot to where like a proactive Lily, I mean, not a proactive. I don't know what the word I'm trying to say is. You know, there's original Liliana at 3 mana, but this one, she's pretty fun to play with. I enjoy it. There's been a couple times where I've got the Liliana Ultimate up and running, and always makes for a fun game. But yeah, while our opponent's thinking, we're definitely, well, depending on what he does, but we've got the Course of Crewfix coming in right there. We have the enough mana. We can shock this. Yeah, we'll have enough mana to Thought Scour, get down Hooting Mandrills, and get down Course of Crewfix. So then we tick up Liliana next turn. It's going to go to 6, and then the following turn we'll have the ultimate ready to go. So we'll see what our opponent does. He does need to watch the clock though. He's at 6 minutes. But yeah, as far as the soul, I'm trying to think of stuff to talk to. I'm not sure really what our opponent's got going on, but he's pretty far behind on the clock. But yeah, this is, if you're thinking about building it, or if you're thinking about kind of brewing for Modern, you know, don't be scared to brew for Modern. I play a lot in the tournament practice room, and you'll get a lot of people who just they'll turn their nose away if it's not a tier 1 deck, or they'll just, if they lose like to some type of janky homebrew combo deck. They'll just scoop, not even go to game two. And that's always frustrating just because, like, dude, I beat you fair and square. And, you know, what happens if you actually go to a tournament and you get paired against a deck like this? You're not going to just scoop game one. And it's, I don't know. You know, I'm not saying everybody, you know, net decking is a thing. I'm not advocating against it. It serves a purpose. You know, there's a reason those decks are the established tiered decks. Ooh, Disfigure, that's a really good draw. Let's go ahead and plus up Liliana. Okay, so let's go ahead and, well, he can activate Shambling Vents, so I'm not going to swing him with Tarmogoyf. I mean, not swing him with Tarmogoyf, swing him with Snapcaster. Let's go Overgrown Tomb. Actually, let's go Course of Crewfix. So we're looking at green, green, green. See what's on top of our library, see if there's a land we want to play off the top. If not, we can shock in Overgrown Tomb, and then we'll still have Thought Scour to cast, and then we get down to Hooting Mandrills. Because basically, he can activate that Shambling Vents if he wants to. Do we want that right now? We have Disfigure. I'm going to play a little proactively. I mean, reactively, or however you want to say it. I'm going to just kind of, you know, if he gets down to Soulfire Grandmaster, if he wants to go for Shambling Vents, I want to have Disfigure up. Well, we shock it in. We won't have enough for Hooting Mandrills. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 1 Prowess token he gets into. Yeah, we'll go and shock it in. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. So we're going to gain a life right there. Let's see what he's going for right now. Crackling Doom. Okay, so Crackling deals 2 damage to each opponent. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among he or she controls. Okay. Okay. Wasn't expecting a Crackling Doom coming off the top. And that 2 damage is going to knock Liliana down too, down to 4. And we'll go and sacrifice Snapcaster right now. That gets redirected. Let's go for a... yeah, now that we've lost the Liliana Ultimate, we're going to go on Thought Scour. Let's go Hooting Mandrills. And we're looking at... our opponent has a land in the graveyard, so we can rip a land. And he has an instant, so we can go Grizzly Salvage. He has a creature in the graveyard. We can do Snapcaster. And he has Monastery Mentor in the graveyard too, so we can go Hooting Mandrills. Okay, there we go. So we got that down. Still got a nice little graveyard spread. We have a Grizzly Salvage on top of our library, just going to allow us to dig into another creature, and we already activated Liliana. Okay, not too bad. Yeah, just looking at the top 5 cards of your library with Grizzly Salvage is just, I love it, man. I got in during Return to Ravnica, and my first little standard deck was was just like your standard Golgari green black scavenge deck, and casting a Grizzly Salvage is just what it got me into Magic. I loved it. It was such a fun card, and so to sit here, you know, however many years later, still loving to cast a Grizzly Salvage, man, that's really cool. It goes to show you that, you know, whoever designed Grizzly Salvage, I'd love to, you know whoever created Grizzly Salvage, but as far as my Magic career, I don't know if you can call it a career, but my Magic experience, Grizzly Salvage is definitely easily one of my top 5 cards, and so yeah, man, it's definitely funny, you know, if you look at Grizzly Salvage from a player standpoint, you're like, oh, it's just Grizzly Salvage, but to me, Grizzly Salvage is a huge card in my Magic life. So, and then if you think about all the other cards out there that you've ever looked at and been like, oh, that card stinks, you know, someone out there, it appeals to them, just like Grizzly Salvage has appealed to me. Look at me, I'm playing Modern with it, so. Okay. So we got the Grizzly Salvage coming in. Let's see what we have on top because we can play the lands. Path to Exile and Hooting Mandrills. No, I think we're okay. I really want that Grizzly Salvage. Go for the throw. Okay. So let's go ahead and activate Liliana. If we hold back Shambling Vents... Let's go on Grizzly Salvage right now, actually. So let's go green and black. Tarmogoyf. Yeah, put Tarmogoyf into our hand. Play the Blooming Marsh off the top. So we're going to gain a life. Going to swing in for 2 right now. Let's go Tarmogoyf, so that we have a blocker for the Shambling Vents. If we still want to hold up Liliana, and we still have Disfigure with that Watery Grave. Okay. So with Liliana out there, we're applying the ultimate pressure, but we're also getting into spots where we're starting to chip away, especially with this Tarmogoyf, start swinging away at 5. That's really going to add up. But yes, so basically, if you ever see like a janky card and think, oh, why is this card printed? This card stinks. There's somebody out there that it appeals to, and Grizzly Salvage is definitely one of those cards for me. Okay, so he's tapping for 3 mana, Lingering Souls. Okay. And he can still flash back on the Lingering Souls. We have Disfigure and Liliana to pop the other Spirit token. He's got 2 cards in hand. Yeah, I'm going to go and go for a Disfigure on one of those. Blast it right there. Blast it with Liliana. Swing in for 7. Hooting Mandrills on top. Let's go on Liliana. One of the Spirit tokens. Let's go and swing in. If he wants to fire up the Shambling Vents and go after Liliana, sure, go for it. I'll put him in a spot where he's got to use that mana instead of casting whatever the 2 cards he's got in his hand. Okay, so we lose the 2 Spirit tokens. Or he loses the 2 Spirit tokens. Let's go Botanical Sanctum. We're going to gain a life, go to 17. Yeah, we're good to go. Alright, like I said, so if he wants to activate the Shambling Vents, he's going to have to pay 3 mana, 1, 2, 3. That'll really kind of bottleneck what he wants to do. It's kind of almost in a spot where he needs to get down Liliana unless he has some type of lightning bolt to get her down. And then if he's activating Shambling Vent, that's going to allow us to swing in for 7 on the back end, which will put him down to 6. And then we have a Hooting Mandrills to follow up with. So he's got instant, sorcery, creature, land, artifact. So he's got 5 coming out of the graveyard. So we can actually just kind of mill whatever we want out of our graveyard. Okay, so we got Hooting Mandrills coming in. Tarmogoyf on top. Let's go and activate Liliana. Let's go and swing in with Tarmogoyf because he's looking at 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's go and swing in Tarmogoyf right now. Because, I don't mind a Liliana activation. Or ultimate. And plus leaving back a Courser with against some 2-3 with a 2-4. Yeah, we'll take care of the Shambling Vents right there. And then we can follow it up with the Hooting Mandrills and have Tarmogoyf on top. Yeah, so he activates, he's going to have lifelink of 2, he'll go to 15. And then we have that Liliana ultimate threatening right there. And he is getting dangerously close to the clock right there, too. Yeah, so we're swinging in for 5, see if he activates the Shambling Vents, or if he's just going to... Not sure what's going on. I don't know if he's got some lag action going on. Okay, put him down to 8. Let's go and get down Hooting Mandrills. Let's just go Island. We're going to gain a life. And then I'm just going to exile the 2 lands out of the graveyard. So we've got Misty Forest. And we'll leave everything else. We're just tapping for 3. Then if he wants to, if he gets into enough mana, we're looking at 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can have. If he rips another land, he'll be able to double activate Shambling Vents, but we'll have blockers for both of them. So, and then if he has any type of lightning bolt, lightning helix type action, he's gonna have to use it on Liliana to stop the ultimate. So, pretty good little spot right here. At least I feel we are. Hopefully. Okay, so we got Kolagon's Command, 2 damage to us, redirect to Liliana, drops it down to 5, brings back Monastery Minter. That leaves 1 card in his hand, though. Okay, does make it interesting. We do have Tarmogoyf on top, but yeah, we'll see. So he cast the Mentor. That's in his hand. He drew the card for the turn. He had one other card. Soulfire Grandmaster. Okay. And the other one is Monastery Mentor. And that leaves maybe one more card that's not a creature or a land in his hand. And unfortunately, okay, Dark Confidant. So he's got 40 seconds left. So we draw Tarmogoyf. Let's go and play Polluted Delta. We're going to gain a life. So we minus. So if we minus on Dark Confidant, he's going to have 2/2/2s. We swing in for Hooting Mandrills and Tarmogoyf. He's going to have to block. We have Tarmogoyf in our hand. Yeah, we're going to go for Dark Confidant. That way just simply doesn't have the blockers. Let's go ahead and swing in. Yeah, so he has to block. He blocks on one of them. That's going to be... Yeah, we have Tarmogoyf to follow up. So we got Soulfire blocking right there. Double blocking on the Hooting Mandrills. It's going to be 7 coming across. Alright, so there we go. Dropping down to 3. Let's follow up with Tarmogoyf. We're looking at green. We've already activated Liliana. Okay. So he's at 3. If he wants to fire at both Shambling Vents, he can. He's going to have to land on Shambling Vents. If not, then he can activate it, and we have Tarmogoyf to block right there. And we'll have enough combat steps right there. Yeah, with him blocking with the Monastery Mentor, he's going to miss out on the tokens, and you have to draw another card. I mean, it's a non-creature, non-land card to take advantage of those Mentor tokens. Alright, so he scoops it up. Alright guys, that was a long one right there, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. Thanks guys.